Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sergeant Daddy Bacon 15 bringing you another Battlefield 3 video. This gameplay is pretty long, so you might want to sit back and enjoy. This is actually some 300-400% ticket Metro. Classic. I know everyone loves Metro. Well, not everyone, but most people love Metro, the beta map. It's my favorite map by far, and not only is this classic, but I'm also using my classic kit, the M416 bipod, red dot scope, and heavy barrel, which is basically what I used on my M16 to get my 100 Zero Stars, over 100 Zero Stars on it. Sometimes I switch to Cobra, and I didn't use a bipod when it was. I used to not use a bipod on M416, but then they added that recoil, so it was more worth it, I guess, to use a bipod on this gun. It wasn't really needed. I usually don't use bipod, but I guess it's just better to use something than nothing. This is one of those videos where I'm just gonna watch over the gameplay. I'm actually watching it right now, and just talk about some random stuff. So there's not a specific topic I'm going to talk about. Well, there kind of is, but you know what I mean. If I got off track, don't hold me against that. This round was about 40 minutes long. It was really long, so I cut about half of it out and put it to 20 minutes because I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me run around for 3 minutes looking for people and I get killed. So yeah, I just cut out tits and little tidbits of I said tits. Little chunks of the game I'm actually playing with some of my friends here, and then you might see I get switched over, but that's because the really abusive admin decided to switch the 100 star. No, I'm just kidding, guys. The admin is my friend, and he wanted to put me on the other side with the rest of my friends, so he just switched me over, and that's actually what it is. I don't want you guys to think that it was an abusive admin just trying to switch the 100 star over. This round was really fun. I haven't had a round this fun, probably because I'm playing Black Ops 2, but this round was really decent, really good. As you can see, the server wasn't really full, so there's not much action until a little later on in the gameplay. What I want to talk about is how a little bit about the gaming industry. I'm not going to talk about future games and stuff, but let's start from the beginning. I was in a video game programming class, and in my video game programming class, I was learning how to build the things you see in video games. And by that I mean all the structures, and on Metro some examples would be like the train, or the plants, or the characters themselves, and everything you see there. For you guys that have knowledge in this, I was basically learning how to be a 3D modeler for video games, and which is very interesting, very fun to do, especially if you're someone that loves video games. So I was in that class. I took that class because I like video games, and then after I took that class for a few weeks, I looked at stuff in Battlefield, and I was saying, hey, I can make this stuff. I can. If you guys are curious, I actually use a software called Maya. Maya is the software I use to do 3D modeling, and I can build anything from like Blood Gulch base and Halo to a Warhammer, just basic stuff, since I'm just learning how to do that. But it's really fun when this is where I get switched. But it's really fun to do once you play video games a lot and see the stuff that are in video games. And it's not easy at first, but it gets really easy once you get the hang of making stuff on it. So it's really fun to do 3D modeling, especially as a video gamer who plays every day. So the reason I'm saying that is to go to the next part of this, I don't know, story. But anyways, I was in my class, and one day I got to class, and there were two special people there. And by two special people, I mean two guys from Gearbox who were responsible for making every single gun in Borderlands 2. I know, shocking. It was an honor to meet these two guys. I don't remember their names. I remember one of the guys' last name was Duck, but I only remember his last name because his last name was Duck. One of them was a concept artist, the other one was a 3D modeler. Concept artist basically drew all the stuff, and the 3D modeler brought it to life, which is basically what I did as well. Build stuff, look at pictures, and build 3D models, and all that stuff. And they were explaining not only how they made their guns, how the gun system works in Borderlands 2, but also some stuff about the video game industry, which was very interesting. I might put up a picture of me and these guys, I actually took a picture. If I do, I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna censor my face or something because I don't want you guys seeing my face just yet. So if you want to look in the credits, go to Borderlands 2 credits and look it up or something. I don't really remember their names. It's been a while. It's been a few months ever since this happened, and I was psyched about talking about it, but I don't know. I was working on some other series for videos, and I was busy with school. So yeah, they were talking about first how, you know, giving us some tips and some advice for video game programming, and then later on they started talking about how the platforms today, and that I'm not talking about console, I'm talking about PC too. I'm talking about every single platform are holding us back. And by that I mean there are video games now, well, there could be video games that are being made now that computers wouldn't be able to run for another, I don't know, 10 years. Yeah. And by that I mean better graphics, better performance, better everything. I'm talking about, I mean, if you think 64 players on PC is a lot, I'm talking about over, I don't know, 100. I don't really know what games have that. I think some of the Battlefield games have that in the past on PC. I don't exactly remember. I don't know what PlanetSide is. You guys might want to comment, but I'm talking about, you know, really high-end stuff. I'm talking about, I mean, they were explaining in really a lot of detail. They were explaining how they hold back, and I don't really want to get in all that fancy talk. You guys might not understand my robot language, but yeah, basically more vertices, more. I don't really want to get into specifics when it comes to video game programming, but yeah, they were explaining how, you know, how they could be making games right now that we couldn't even, you know, imagine possible, and by that I mean the performance, the speed, everything. If you think Battlefield 3 looks good on PC, just wait, just give it a few years. Just look at how games have advanced in the last few years. I mean, I don't remember specifically when Battlefield 1942, which is the first game, came out. I think it was in about 2001, and it's been about, well, 12 years now, ever since the new year. 12 years, and look what it's advanced to. It's crazy, man. It's like the graphics, the gun performance, the things in this game. It's amazing. And then, you know, a few years ago, people were like, it can't get better than this, when it was Battlefield 2 or Bad Company 1. But it did. And that brings me to the next point. What can we expect from, you know, the future of gaming? I don't know if, I mean, everyone thinks console's gonna die. I don't personally think so, but it might all move to portable. It might just be PC as a platform, a stationary platform, but I'm not really sure. Now, I don't know if, you know, I mean, I don't think PC is ever gonna take over, even though it's the most superior platform, and I'm not a PC elitist. I actually don't play on PC myself. I don't think it's going to take over, mostly because most people who play on console are laid back gamers who like sitting on the couch like a potato and just playing with a controller in their hand. And most people who play on PC try hard a little more compared to the casual gamers. There are more, you know, hardcore gamers on PC than casual players compared to console, that is. And I think that's why console's always going to be here. Even if it's, I don't know, some different kind of console, even if it's like Ouya, if you guys haven't heard about that, you might want to look into that, which is this really cheap, or even if it's like the Steam box, it's kind of like a PC, it runs like a PC, you can, well, I don't know much about Steam box, it hasn't really been released yet, but, yeah, like, we don't, just imagine, just try to, if I were you guys, I'd just write down some predictions and then just see how it turns out. I'm actually going to do that myself. Write down some predictions for what I think there might be in the future. I mean, imagine if someday, and I'm sure this is going to happen, a console where you can run over 64 players on a game like Battlefield 3. Now, that's just incredible to just think about. Just imagine then what the, you know, whatever PC would transfer to would be, what the graphics would be like, what the performance would be like, everything. That'd be really crazy. I mean, video games, technology itself is really advancing, but video games specifically is moving on really fast compared to a lot of things. And I don't remember what the average age was for the average American gamer. I think it was about 30 years old for, I think it was about 30 years old for the average US gamer. And that's really interesting. I thought, at first I thought it was like, a few years ago I thought it was like 12 or 15, when I was much younger. But then I found out about that, and I'm like, man, gaming is a big thing. Gaming is really important to a lot of people. It's really important to me. I play almost every day. Please don't get mad at me for not making a video every day. But yeah, I play almost every day. Gaming is a really important part of my life. I've been playing ever since I was little. I started playing when I was little, just playing those little online internet web browser games, and then I moved on to console and all this and that, and yeah, I'm just really excited and really psyched for what could come in the future for gaming. And this is stuff we usually don't think about. We usually are already satisfied with what we have, but and I always think we should be satisfied and grateful for what we have when it comes to the performance we get now. But it's not bad to look and expect better things in the future. And just you guys comment and tell me what you think about that. Again, I don't mean to be a PC elitist or anything. I don't play on PC, but consoles are kind of holding back, and hopefully the next gen consoles can step up a little bit and kind of be what PC. It's probably not going to be as good as PC. Obviously, that'd cost a lot too. But just, imagine it being a little closer to the performance PC has. To run a minimum of 32 players, maybe 64. From what I've heard from the specs from the Xbox and the Xbox 720 or Xbox 8 or whatever, or the PS4, I've heard the performance is going to be amazing on that. I've heard, counter examples of that, but I expect a lot from, the advancements of the gaming industry. And there's going to be some bad stuff. There's going to be stuff like a lot of people are talking about how you're not going to be able to get used games for consoles anymore. You're not going to be able to go to GameStop and buy a used copy for $5 or $10. And that's not entirely a good thing. But if you think about it, there's probably going to be digital. They're probably all going to be digital where you can only use them once. Meaning, it's probably going to be cheaper. I bought games on PSN that are like $20 here, and then I'd go to GameStop and they'd be about $40. So everything would be cheaper. Obviously, they'd save a lot of money by not using cases and shipping and all that stuff. So it saves them a lot of money. Whether it's cheap or not, they decide. Regardless, for the consumers, and we might get taken advantage of because everyone, everyone's gonna buy a game anyways. Everyone, regardless if Battlefield 4 is $60 or $70 or $80, there's still gonna be thousands, millions of people buying the game. So I don't think that's necessarily a good thing, because that could potentially let I don't want to say producers, but just the gaming industry basically take advantage of consumers. But hopefully that's not the path it'll take. Hopefully, if there are only digital copies and such, that you just go on PSN or whatever the equivalent is for Xbox store, I'm not quite sure what it's called. Hopefully it'll be really cheap. Hopefully those disadvantages will turn out to be actually better advantages. And yeah, also going back to when I met these guys, it was really interesting meeting these guys. I actually asked them how many people worked on Borderlands 2. For you guys who play, I actually don't have Borderlands 2. I have Borderlands 1. I am a big fan of Borderlands. If you guys haven't tried out Borderlands, you gotta try out that game. That game is amazing. It's an RPS role-playing shooter. It's a really fun game. The next game I get is probably going to be Borderlands 2. It's a really fun game. It's really fun to play with friends, especially. From what I've heard, I haven't played Borderlands 1 very much with friends, but single player, it's fine. It's awesome. And to meet these guys was just amazing. To meet these guys, and I asked them how many people worked on the game. About 200 people. 200 people worked on this game, and you can just, it takes a lot of effort. And they were talking about how they take hours and hours on end designing the concept art. Would take hours and hours on end designing a certain gun. and then he'd have to make different versions of it. And by different versions, I mean, you know, change little things, change the stock, change this and that, and you know, different little parts of the game. And then whoever was the head of his department or something, I don't really know, they would decide which ones he takes, which one he uses in the game. So and he would spend hours and hours, or I don't know, days on end, making a certain gun, or drawing certain guns actually, because he's in concept parties, he doesn't actually make them. And then he'd have some ideas taken down, and that's got to be a little disappointing. But you got to take down some of the stuff that really isn't going to be beneficial to the game. But man, it takes a lot of work to make a video game. I learned that after a while. And I mean, I never thought it was easy, obviously. But after talking to these guys and asking them a lot of questions, and I was actually, it was kind of funny. I had my cell phone and I was actually recording some of the questions I was asking them. I was just holding it in my hand suspiciously. So yeah, it was kind of weird, but yeah, I don't know. I was kind of stalkerish now that I think about it, but it was worth it. I'll try to put up, I mean, I'm actually not going to put that in a video. That'd just be weird. But it was really interesting meeting someone who, you know, works on a AAA title, an awesome game such as Borderlands 2. And I mean, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I hope I'm not boring you guys just talking to you about my daily experiences in that class. I mean, and what's even funner is to, you know, work on something, work on a gun, and then be able to use it. My video game programming class, we were actually building a level. I switched in the middle of the year, so I wasn't, I don't really know. How's it going right now? It's about, there were groups of about 4 people working on a level, and you have to work on a level. It have to be a third-person shooter, and then you work on, you make your characters, which is really hard to do. You make the guns, you make the environment, you make all that, and then we were all splitting up the work, and, you know, I'd make some stuff, I make some of the simple stuff, and then there was 2 other guys who were really experienced when it comes to 3D modeling, and then they'd make all this complicated stuff, chandeliers, and all sorts of stuff for environment. I'm not really going to talk about what kind of game it was going to be. I don't really know if they want me exposing that, but yeah, I mean, if you guys love video games and you like art, I really suggest you look into, you know, video game programming, 3D modeling, concept art, and see the things that you build come to life in a game. It's just an incredible experience. And it's just, I mean, it's crazy. I look around the Battlefield now, and I'm just like, these are shapes, these are things that I could build in 5 minutes. This is crazy. I mean, obviously not. Some of the hard stuff take 5 minutes, but I'm talking about simple stuff. I'm talking about that trash can. I mean, it'd take me about 5 minutes to make that thing. It's really easy. And it's kind of made me realize that the guys at DICE might be just, you know, just sitting back a little bit. But no, I'm just kidding. They're probably working really hard to fix some of the problems. To be honest, Battlefield is probably one of my, if not the best game, my favorite game ever that's ever come out for consoles. That's a little tough though because of Bad Company 2. Bad Company 2, to be honest, and a lot of you guys are probably gonna, you know, agree with me when I say Bad Company 2 is more of a console game than Battlefield 3 will ever be. The maps were perfect size for console. I mean, everything. Initially, it was only a console game, and then PC basically requested it, and then they released it for PC. And then for Battlefield, it was kind of like, it's awesome on PC, it's amazing on PC, but then on console, there's just some problems. And not necessarily problems that can be fixed. I mean, a lot of the maps are cut down since it's 24 plays instead of 32, and all that stuff. But still, it doesn't step up to what it's like in PC. Sorry, console players, don't get butthurt about me saying that. I'm a console player as well, so hopefully you won't. Yeah, I guess I'm. Do I have a license to like insult console players? Because I'm a console player as well. I think that's how it works. I think, yeah, that's how a lot of things work. I mean, so yeah, hopefully, like I said, hopefully when video games advance and such, we'll have the technology on consoles that PC has now, and that's just something to look forward to, guys. It's something to hope for. That's something to pray for. Or, I don't know, whatever you guys are into. Yeah, it's just amazing just to think about that. And I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video. Tell me what you guys think about these little talks I have. I have a lot of I've had a lot of fun experiences like this. A lot of things I can talk about like this, but I'm not gonna do them if you guys don't give me some good feedback on it. I don't want to just make these videos that deal more with my everyday life kind of thing. If you guys really aren't into it, I actually cut off the video and before the round is done because I switched guns or something. But I actually show the scoreboard at the end, so you can actually see my score. My score is amazing. I got over 100 kills. And I didn't do perfect on this game. I'm not claiming to be a pro or anything, but yeah, it was pretty decent. And then you'll see a little clip of me jumping on the bus just to demonstrate how noobish these guys are. And by noobish, I mean their aim sucks. They were trying to hit me. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys comment and leave me suggestions for future videos. Rock and load it, guys. Give me a suggestion for rock and load it right now. Go in the comment section and post comments in what gun do you want next for rock and loadout. I'll probably link my previous rock and loadout. I haven't made one of those in a while, but I'm excited to make the next one, and I want one of you guys to give me a suggestion. If you don't know what it is, check it out. Remember to like, subscribe if you're new to my channel. If you've been watching for video for this long, you probably enjoyed my videos. So make sure you leave me a like and subscribe if you like my videos. Make sure you go to my other videos and check them out as well. If you like this one, you'll probably like those as well. Tell me what you guys think. Give me some constructive criticism. Hopefully I'll hit 100 subs. I'm really excited about that. I'll probably make a special video. So this is Sergeant Daddy Bacon 15. I'll see you guys in my next video. Signing out.